Da-na-na, da-na-na. Don't you laugh. This is Inside the MFCC. I'm your host, Larry Williams. As promised, I told you guys I would get this video to you. This will be a recap of things heading into Week 10. I created a spreadsheet that helps out with some of the stuff I'm going to show you. And I did it only through Week 10. So this show will go heading into Week 10. What I'll have for you is I'm going to have some power rankings. I'm going to have playoff races, a couple player interviews, and then we're going to get into a couple of game recaps from Week 7, I believe. So with that said, let's get into the power rankings. So for the power rankings, I actually came up with a formula. This is not a eye test of who I think is doing well or anything of that nature. This is a formula that I came up with to determine the power rankings. So what we have here is total wins plus your average wins by opponent, which I'll explain, and adjusted wins. You add those three together, you get a score, and whoever has the highest score, they're number one, and so forth and so forth. So average wins is simply how it says. Total wins of your opponents divided by your total opponents. So let's say you had 5 opponents, and they have a combined 10 wins. Just for simple math, 10 divided by 5, your average wins of opponent score will be 2. And adjusted wins, if you win that in a game that you played, you get 1 point. And for wins in games that were decided by a fair sim or a forced win, you get half a point. And if you add all these together, that again gives you your total score. So with that said, I'm going to get into the top 10 in the power rankings, but I'll post the entire list into the group after this video. So at number 10, we got the New England Patriots. That's DJ's team back from Thailand. Heading into Week 10, he has 6 wins. His average opponent's wins are 4.33. And his adjusted wins is 5.5. So he had 5 earned wins and 1 forced win or sim. The 15.83 is his total score. Going up to number 9 is the Tennessee Titans. That's Mario. 6 wins, average opponent wins 4.56, and adjusted wins of 5.5 gives him a 16.06. Number 8, Jacksonville Jaguars. So you got 6 wins, average opponent's wins is 4.89, adjusted wins 6. That means all 6 of his wins were played games for 16.89. Number 7 is myself, the Mexico City Diablos. 8 wins heading into Week 10. Average opponent wins 3.44. And adjusted wins of 7. I had 1 forced win and 1 sim for 18.44. Then at number 6, we got the Jets. That's Brett's team. 8 wins. Average opponent wins of 4.11. And adjusted wins of 7.5. And I spoke with Brett earlier today, interviewed him and let him know about his ranking, and had some other things to ask him. Go. All right. So, like I said, I interviewed Brett earlier today, and the first question I asked him was, heading into Week 11, sorry, it should be week, I think I might have messed up here, sorry about that, but I put heading into Week 11, he's on a 7-game win streak, and that was including a win versus the previously undefeated Redskins. What has been working for him during this streak? And he replied that trusting his defense, taking away my opponent's run game. We have the number 1 defense against the run, and it helps us by making our opponents one-dimensional. Put pressure on the quarterback, throwing off their timing, making them pass the ball sooner than they want. Taking what the defense gives, we play a lot of small ball on offense, bringing in the defense, then taking in a shot deep over the middle when the opportunity presents itself. Second question I asked him, if I scroll up, excuse me. The power rankings came out today, and you sit at number 6. How do you feel about your ranking? And Brett's reply was, I feel it's a fair place to be ranked at 6, as I've beaten some proven opponents, but for as far as this season goes, I think I've only beaten 3 teams with winning records. If we take a look at the Jets, I can look to see. He's beaten the Browns, the Jags. No, he lost to the Jags. I'm sorry. He's beaten the Browns, who are 6-3. He's beaten the Bills, who coming into Week 10 were 5-4, and he beat the Redskins, who were 7-0. I'm sorry, 8-0. 7-0 at the time that they played. So he gave them their first loss. So yeah, he was right. He was only beaten 3 teams with winning records so far. Third question I asked him was, how long have you been in the MFCC, and why do you like being a part of the league? I've been with this league since day one, maybe 4 or 5 years now. I'm almost losing track of how long we've been doing this thing. And last question I asked him was, what are your goals for the rest of the season? My honest season goal would be making the AFC Championship. I feel that's an obtainable goal for our team. And that was it with my interview with Brett, and now we're going to get back into the top 5 of the power rankings. So at number 5, we have the Denver Broncos. That's Jordan's team. He had 9 wins heading into Week 10 with average opponent wins of 2.67. That is, if I'm not mistaken, that was the lowest opponent average wins on the season. And I can double check that and get back to you guys. And he had adjusted wins of 8 for a score of 19.67. I wanted to interview Jordan since he's one of 2 undefeated teams so far heading into Week 10, but he declined to interview. Number 4, we have the football team that reps Washington, D.C. I hate saying the Redskins or the Indians or things of that nature. That's just me. So in the season, going into Week 10, he had 8 wins with average opponent wins of 4.56 and 7.5 adjusted wins. So he just had 1 force or sim for a score of 20.06. Number 3 is actually 2 and 3 are tied. I'll give you my reasoning for why I put the team at number 2. That's number 2. Number 2, we got the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's Fabian's team. He has 7 wins with average opponent wins of 6.22. That's one of the highest. Basically, that means his strength of schedule is strong. And I have ratings for that as well that I can post in the group. And adjusted wins of 7, meaning he earned all his wins for a score of 20.22. Number 2 is the Dallas Cowboys. That's Ryan, year 1 Super Bowl winner. He has 8 wins on the season. Average opponent wins 4.22 and adjusted wins of 8 for a same score of 20.22. Reason I put Ryan, the Cowboys, ahead of the Bucks, simply because of the 1 extra win. That's the only reason I put him at 2. It just seems to make sense to me. So with that being said, the number 1 rated team heading into Week 10 is the undefeated Seattle Seahawks, which is our commish, Raymond. He has 9 wins on the season, average opponent wins of 2.78, which I believe was tied for the 2nd lowest in the strength of schedule, and adjusted wins of 9, so he's earned all his wins for a score of 20.78. I sat down with Raymond earlier today, and here's what he had to say in regards to his ranking and some other things about the league. All right. So I sat down with Raymond earlier today, and my first question to him was, you took over the Seahawks team that was in shambles after the previous owner left, and you have them at 9-0 and number 1 in the power rankings. How are you achieving this level of success so quickly? And his reply was, it was a daunting task considering the contracts were in shambles, but considering they had high draft picks, quickly targeted young controllable players that would make an immediate impact, retained some key pieces, but decided against keeping well-known names like Earl Thomas to start developing young talent. Focus game plan on utilizing the run and playing smart, rather than trying to force highlight plays has really limited the turnover ratio. My second question to Raymond was, some might say that you have beat up on nothing but bums since you are tied for the second weakest strength of schedule. What do you have to say to those people? Raymond's reply was, we are only in control of who we're scheduled against. As cliche as it is, we take the one game at a time approach. Nothing is given in this league. Third question to Raymond was, how long has MFCC been around and how was it started? MFCC started with Madden 25 release. Joe and Cam were originally a part of the No Nucks League, and I was a late invitation. There was a mix-up with the league starting, and I volunteered to help out and have run this league ever since. Cam has been a huge help and has been with me every step of the way. Excuse me, fellas. By the way, I just discovered this beer recently. If you're a beer drinker, this is good stuff right here. Fourth question was, what is the best and worst part about running the league? Best is the activity level. The comments, the interaction level is fun. Worst part is when you have the occasional bad apple, racist comments, rage quitters, suspension appeals, as if it's personal. I try to maintain good attitude about it, but there are times when it gets frustrating, as it's only a damn game. This is supposed to help decompress from my normal work days, not stress the hell out of me. And last question for Raymond was, what are your goals for the rest of the season? Clinch the division, get a bye, and take it from there. Looking forward to finishing... Oh, sorry, I scrolled up on me. Looking forward to finishing the year healthy and watching Frank Clark continue to wreak havoc on offensive lines. And with that, we're done with the power rankings, and now we're going to get into playoff races.
Okay.
All right, so we have the playoff races in both conferences. I didn't have time to go through all the tiebreakers and whatnot, so forgive me for that. I'll just get into it. The number one team in the AFC is the Broncos at 9-0. Then there's the Ravens, the Jets, and myself at 8-1 heading into Week 10. So those are your four division winners. Then the teams you have in the hunt are the Browns, the Titans, the Jags, and the Patriots. They're all at 6-3. Then you have the Bills and the Blues at 5-4. Over in the NFC, you have the Seahawks at 9-0. You have the Redskins at 8-1. The Buccaneers at 7-2. And the Bulls at 5-4 in the NFC North. With the Cowboys at 8-1 being one of the wild cards, and the Rams as the other wild card at 5-4. The teams in the hunt in the NFC are the Bears, the Saints, and the Giants, all at 4-5. So with that, now we're going to get into a couple of game recaps from, I believe both games are from Week 7. Alright, so what we're about to get into is my game versus the Titans. As you can see, Season 3, Week 7 recap. Since Season 1, him and I have always played very close games that usually come down to one play. So, as you'll see in the recap, this game here is no exception. And I just want to apologize for what you hear. I'll get into after this play. So, Russell Wilson, I'm scrambling, broke a tackle. I thought I was sliding, but ended up diving. What you hear is the ID channel. We have 2 TVs in the bedroom. So that's what you're hearing instead of Madden. So Ty Montgomery got a toss there. Nice little pickup. Same drive. This time Foreman getting a touch. Nice little 20-yard run there. Same drive. I thought it was a good curl route, but ended up going through my receiver into Adoree Jackson's hands. All right, so he didn't really do much that drive. I think he went 3 and out. So this is on the punt return. Fumble. So as you see, it's still first quarter. Not now have 3 turnovers. So I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be one of these games. So after he didn't move the ball much, my defense really stepped up in place of my offense, because my offense didn't give me much of anything in the first quarter. But they really stepped up and held them in check. But I promise you, there are some Mario plays in here. There's some plays from the Titans in this recap. It's not all just about my plays. So that was a 3rd down conversion there. Same drive, another 3rd down. Another 3rd down conversion. That's the end of the first quarter. Good little out route there. Second and 10. Good play down the sideline. 22 yards. Second and goal. Little fullback screen there. Extra points are no longer a given. Excuse me. So, up 7-3. Titans got the ball. As promised, it's not just about me. It's about both teams. I thought I had a pick there, though. Guess I was a little late pressing the triangle button. Missing that ball hawk, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so you got a 2nd and 10. Good pickup. 13 yards. Same drive, 1st and 10. Another good play right there. Found a hole in the defense. Sorry, I missed how many yards it was for. Good little swing pass here. There might even been a run for him. Either way, good play. Yeah, they called it a rush. So 2nd and goal. Good handoff up the middle. 3rd down, I held him. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little ahead of myself. But I guess you guys know what's about to happen here. So they were stopping there on 3rd down. So even though he finally was able to put a drive together, bend but don't break. All right, still 2nd quarter. I must have went 3 and out. I didn't do much of anything on that next drive. On 3rd and 6, just made it. All right, so we got a 2nd and 1 here. 23 seconds left. Missed the tackle. All right, so 20 seconds. Another good play. Not much happened after that. So again, defense bend but don't break. If we gotta give up points, I'd rather it be 3 than 6. Alright, so remember how I told you guys our games usually come down to one play? He should have had that pick there. I saw somebody else open. Actually, I think I saw the same defense that I got that long streak up the sideline by the end zone. But anyway, I'll get back into that. But yeah, I pressed the wrong button on that play because I saw they got up the sideline, but you know, luckily I got away with it. So now we're in the fourth quarter because besides the interception and the fumble, you didn't miss anything in the third quarter. I thought I could break it outside and get more yards, but should have just kept going up the middle. Not up the middle, but you know what I mean. Nice catch there. I didn't throw for big yards, but 16 for 22 is not bad at that moment. So 3rd and 5. This is still the same drive, by the way. Nice little screen. Got some good blocks. Hoping to get one more block there, but. First and goal. Toss. Foreman decide, carry a few people, get us into the end zone. So now, after the kickoff, 2:17 left. Screen pass, get some yards. 13. Third and 10. Got another conversion. I missed it. Sorry. Third and 2. That's Scandrick with that game-saving INT. All right, so 2nd and long. So 3rd and 1, this is to ice it. Stay in bounds. Clock running. That's ball game. Like I said, we always have good games, whether it's a shootout or whatever. So now we want to get right into, this is the the football team from Washington and the Cowboys, also from week 7. Babe, there go your phone. He didn't have nobody open. Got some good pressure and got the fumble. Got a good run here by his backup. His starter, Keith Marshall, was suspended for one game for failing to meet. He failed to meet the passing requirements in our league. So therefore, we've suspended his starting running back for this game, which the timing of it does suck. Sorry, 1 second. Good interception there. The Redskins end up getting a field goal on that drive. The timing of the suspension definitely sucks, but hey, you got, we have rules to follow. It's not many rules. We just ask you mix it up some. So that's 3 turnovers for Ryan in the first quarter. Didn't see anything, took off. Third and 1, he wasn't going for the fullback fake. Field goal was good. Second 8. Another fumble. Luckily this time he recovered it. Alright. Washington has the ball, 3rd and 12. Ryan didn't do anything else the rest of that drive. Goes deep. Then he went up and got that. Third and 4, he sends his running back out in motion. Went for 2. Alright, so Washington's up 12-0 right now. Let's see if Ryan can do something, get back into this game. Alright, so we got 2nd and 9. Brent just knew that he was going to get that pick right there. I've seen a lot of people, do that same thing on that same play. That was a good improvising right there. All right, so halftime score was 12-7, Washington. Good pass right there. Good blocking. Made the man miss. This time he took the extra point. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but this was a game between both teams came into the game undefeated at 6-0, I believe. I know they definitely both were undefeated. I can't remember if it was it's week 7, so it had to be 6-0. I'm not exactly sure why I just showed that one play, but whatever. Broken tackle there. Baited him right into it. Then on the very next play, got it right back. And some good blocking. Took a hit at the end, but he held on to it. Not much happened on the drive, but he did get a field goal. So now Ryan down 22-7 into the fourth quarter, 4th and 5. Risky. Like, I thought he was going to go to a couple other places. Look at 15 for 31. That's very unlike Ryan. So shout out to Brent's defense right there. Good sack right there. Shout out to Brent on defense. Defense really came to play this game. Another 4th down conversion, 4th and 13. I think I accidentally went to this play because there's not much that took place. Yeah, just a run. All right, so 4th and 1, another 4th down on this same drive. Didn't see anything, took off. Running back got in. 3rd and 1 for the Redskins, trying to, take some time off the clock. Went to the fullback fake again. Cowboys wasn't having it. So Cowboys getting the ball back with a chance to tie the game up. Breaks the tackle. Nothing but green. (22-20). Gotta go for 2. Had his choice of people open. Alright, so nothing happened after that, so the game went into overtime. Cowboys won the toss. They elect to receive. Third and 2 from the 33. That should have been picked off. So he decides to go for it in his own territory. And again, ended up getting sacked. Like I said, Brent's defense was good this game. Look, he made the same mistake I did in my game because it kept going straight, got more yards instead of trying to break it outside. But he ended up running a few more plays, get the ball centered. Not sure why Ryan didn't call a timeout to ice the kicker there, even though granted it was right up the middle, so it really wouldn't have mattered. All right, fellas, so that's it for Inside the MFCC. This is something that, if people like it, I can do. I'm not going to say I can do it after every advance. That will be pushing it. But maybe every 2 advances, I can do it and just combine the 2 weeks together. If you guys like us, going forward, the power rankings will update every week. Those can be posted in the group, but then I also do a reveal like I did for every show. Let me know if things that you like, that you didn't like. If we get more streams, then the game recaps won't be as long. But since we had more streams, I could have went through. But I just picked those 2 games because I felt those 2 games were good close games that people might not have seen, but they knew the results, but didn't know exactly what went down. But let me know what you like, what you didn't like. I know one thing is I'll talk to the lady to see when I'm doing recording the game recaps if I can have the Madden volume, because that would be helpful. But we'll see. But just let me know what you like, and I'm out.